Hi everyone, it's Missy from Creative Blessings. Wanted to share with you something new that I started last week. I'm doing Send a Smile Sundays, and I posted 2 cards on my Facebook page. So we have this beautiful lemon lime twist and berry burst. Same card, same layout, just 2 different colors, just nice and bright for the cold winter days. So I'm going to be pulling a name later today, and someone's going to receive one of these cards, and they'll have a smile in the mail. But I wanted to show you how I did these, so I thought they were kind of cool. The stamp set is from our celebration catalog. It is actually a free set you can earn when you spend $50, so kind of better than Kohl's Cash. Spend $50, you get something for free. So this is one of the stamps that you can earn, or you can pick. It's called Lots of Lavender. And I kind of liked it because it has a watercolor look to it, but there are some different ways you can do it. So I thought I'd share that with you today too, how you can make it kind of really artistic watercolor, or you can actually paint it in. So this was a stamp set I chose. And then the actual greeting that I had on my cards is from a different stamp set, and the greeting came from Amazing You, which is also one that you can earn when you spend $50. So I love that people can be amazing, that we can celebrate people, and just to encourage people. So those were the 2 things from that catalog. The paper that I used comes from the annual catalog, and it is actually from the Fresh Floral Designer Series paper pack. So this comes in all the in colors, current in colors, of Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, Fresh Fig, Powder Pink, and Tranquil Tide. And they all go with white, so it's just a nice versatile pack that you can do lots of things with. And then of course I had Berry Burst and Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. And then I used some ribbon because I'm a ribbon girl, and you have to have ribbon on your projects. So the ribbon that I picked and I used were actually ribbon from the catalog, the main catalog. So I'm using today this crinkled seam binding in Berry Burst. And then I'm using the actual Lemon Lime Twist ombre. So 2 ribbons, 2 colors of cardstock, paper from a paper pack, and then this beautiful stamp set, and then the other one for the greeting. But I wanted to show you how you can use this stamp set to do 2 different ways of watercoloring. So we're going to start with the easy one first. So I already have my paper pre-cut, and I have everything kind of pre-cut. I just want to show you basically how the watercolor goes. So if you're looking to do exactly as I'm doing it, the paper is 2 inches by 5 inches, and we're going to cut a notch in the bottom eventually. So all we're going to do is, because this stamp set is photopolymer, we're going to stamp on our mat, our foam mat, and then we are going to just use Memento ink, because we are watercoloring, and we're going to take the basic outline of the stamp. So that's the stamp we're going to use, and we're going to ink it up. Okay, make sure you got it inked really good. And we're just going to place it kind of towards the top, because you can get away from the stuff on the bottom. So we're just going to press it down to get our image. Oops, it's stuck to my stamp set. Okay, so what I did on the cards was I actually watercolored with a aqua painter, and I'll do that next, but I want to show you how to use the actual stamps in the set. So there are stamps in the set that actually look like a watercolor wash. So I have our Berry Burst ink pad all ready to go. So we're just going to ink it up, and I don't want it quite as dark as what you might see there. So I'm just going to the side of my paper here, and I'm just, what they're calling inking off. I'm just stamping it real lightly to the side. And then I am going to line this up. And you just have to kind of get it. It's not going to be perfect. Don't be upset if it's not perfect. But get it up high enough that it kind of goes right over that image. So there I've got my kind of a watercolor wash, is what I would call that. There's a little bow, and I'm using the Berry Burst for the bow. But I'm not going to ink off this time, so it's going to be a little darker. I'm just lining that up with a bow. Oh, I'm off a little bit, but that's okay. And then we have a stem, and we're going to go to Lemon Lime Twist. And we're just going to stamp in. This is all 2-step stamping, so it's kind of easy. If you're not too worried if you're outside the lines, it's good to go. So we have another leaf. So you can use all these different stamps in the set to just very quickly go over. And there you're done. You've got your whole watercolor. And all you're going to do then is cut up the middle and cut into the middle. And we got our banner. So we have our little flag at the bottom. Oops, I'm off a little bit here. And just clean it up. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take that, and I already have the cards put together. So it's a half a sheet of cardstock that I've already cut. And this is just a strip of the paper. I think it's like 2.5 inches or 3 inches by, and I think I made the cards actually 4 inches to make it easier with DSP to have so much waste. And all you're going to do is put that over top. I already have my bow on, my ribbon, and we're just going to put that over top. And then you can put your greeting down here in the corner. So simple, quick, easy. The way I did it on my original cards was I stamped the image, and I used my aqua painter to paint them in. And this takes a little bit longer. So if you want quick and fast, you're going to use the first technique of the two-step stamping. If you have a little more time and you don't want to get outside the lines as much, you're going to take your aqua painter, and we're going to take our ink pad, and you're going to squish some ink in the lid, and we're just going to put that down here, and we're going to paint in. I'm blocking the light there a little bit, and we're just going to paint in. So I've got some water, not a lot, but I got a little bit in the end of my brush here, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to paint. So this one might be dark, and as I go down through, and I'm going to keep moving it a little bit, and just gently put a little bit in each flower. And while this is supposed to be lavender, I'm okay with it being this berry burst color. Kind of makes it bright and pretty. If you want to stay true to lavender, try Wisteria Wonder, try Elegant Eggplant. That may be a little dark, but you can mix the colors a little bit. And go with those. And see how it gets like light and dark. And watercolors that way, you always want to start maybe a little bit lighter. And I'm trying to mix them so I don't have all the darks in one area, so that I can kind of keep going. And you're just going to fill them in. And when you need a little more ink, you just put a little more on, and you just go. So this will take a little bit longer, but if you'd like to color in, it's just, and what I do then to get some shading is I'll go back over with another time after it dries a little bit, and I'll shade in maybe a couple of these, just to make them a little bit darker so they pop a little bit more. That makes sense. So you don't have all the same shades in one area. It makes it look more dimensional. So you're just going to kind of go over. And I wanted my bow to be dark at certain places, so I made the bow really dark on some parts of it. And then I came back in and I made it lighter on the rest. So that way it gives it a little bit more dimension, and you go from there. And you're going to do the same thing with your lemon lime twist. Just clean your aqua painter off a little bit. I know I'm not totally done, but you've got the idea. I don't want to sit here and bore you as I do the whole thing. So we're just cleaning that off a little bit. And we're just going to go over the leaves the same way. And we're just going to paint them in. I'm working on Whisper White cardstock. It's not as forgiving as watercolor paper, so you don't want to saturate it with water too much. You just want to kind of go lightly over it. Otherwise, it starts to kind of buckle and bow a little bit. So I think that's all the leaves we have. We just have the stems too to color in. And I'm outside the lines a little bit, and I'm okay. It's watercolor. Watercolor is not always perfect. Watercolor sometimes can be very imperfect. And this will be one of the things I'm teaching at my class the end of the month for a watercolor class. We're going to also do, besides the aqua painters, watercolor pencils. We're going to do brusho. We're going to do how to use the aqua painters, and some different things with brusho. There's different ways you can use that. It's a very new product that Stampin' Up's carrying. and I'm still kind of working with that and refining how I like to use it. And everybody's going to like to use it a little differently than the next person. And there's lots of videos out there on it. Same with watercoloring. But I just thought I'd show you quick and easy. And we're almost done. So, there we go. Good enough. I hope I missed a couple up here. Okay. So then we're going to do the same thing with that. And it'll go on your card just as I showed you. So this is one that was watercolored with the aqua painter. Can you see it okay there? So you're just filling in. See how I have lights and darks? And you want to give it some dimension. So this will be one of the cards. And of course, I always use the same DSP to dress up my envelopes a little bit, because you don't want naked envelopes. So one of these two cards will be going out to a lucky winner today. And I have a new Send a Smile Sunday share coming up in a little bit. So I hope you'll stop back and look for that and leave a comment, and that's how you win. In case you see, I've also put some little metallic little dots on these, just to dress it up a little bit, give it a little more embellishment. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I'll gladly answer it. If you'd like more information about my classes, either local or long distance, I'm in Pennsylvania. Please leave me a message. If you'd like any information about Stampin' Up! Or the products, leave me a message. And I hope that you like my page. Hope that you like my YouTube video. Share it with friends. And come back next Sunday for another Send a Smile Sunday. And I'll have another video for you, besides my share that I'm doing. So have a great week. Blessings to you all. And stay warm.